Stay Alive and Flex Your Time and Others is a Roblox game created on July 7th, 2020. In it, you have a simple goal: to stay alive for as long as you can. This game has a lot of history, so me and some members of the community decided to make like a little iceberg chart for it. Anyways, let's just get into it. Maccaslads is the creator of the game. He's more known in the obby space, but Stay Alive is definitely his most popular game. Hunting refers to the act of killing a high timer. Usually a hunt counts when you kill a player with 1,000 time or more. Exploiting is when a player uses cheats or hacks to kill another player. Stay Alive has had many moderators over the years. Moderators mainly exist to give restores to players who have been killed by hackers. This is the server used to report hackers. Not really much to be said here. Tool spawns refers to the time when Stay Alive and Flex Your Time spawn was raised. Most people in the community believe that tool spawns were better, which I also agree with, but currently we're stuck with small spawns. Steal time games are quite common. They're usually pretty bad, but some of them are actually pretty good. They have quite a crazy history, and if you really want, I can create a second video on them. A remake of Stay Alive has actually been in the works, and there isn't really much known on it, but for the very few leaks that we do have, it seems like a pretty interesting game. But there hasn't been anything on it for like 2 years, so we don't really know if it's actually ever going to come out or not. Every year or two, usually Stay Alive will get an update themed around the season. So say for example it's Halloween, Stay Alive will get a Halloween update, or if it's Christmas, the game gets a Christmas update. Most of the time these updates come with swords, but sometimes it's just a simple little map change. The present leaderboard was a leaderboard counting how many presents a player has collected during the 2023 Christmas event. Alt farming is when a player uses alternate accounts to abuse the quest system to get a bunch of time. It's currently punishable by a stat reset, but many players still choose to do it because of the outdated and pretty bad quest system. Snaking is when a player pretends to be friends with or guard a high time. They use this to eventually kill the high time, making it a very common hunting method. Death Hunters were a hunting group created by hyserver. They were a prominent name in the community and have a few hunting montages. I'll leave their channel in the description if you want to check it out. Bandhammer is a sword given to the mods of the game. Its kill effect looks like this. It's one of the only swords that you actually can't get in game, the other one being the 2023 Christmas sword. This refers to a time in the game when the game had absolutely zero spawn. Instead it was just a base plate, and whenever you died you'd rely on the inbuilt Roblox force field. Everybody got unbanned after the 2023 Christmas update. Pretty self-explanatory. This is just talking about what the UI used to look like when it was just 2 blue buttons, nothing special. Originally accounts needed to be 1 month old to play the game, but this was removed after the Christmas update. By the way, if you're a developer and you see this, can you guys add this back? I don't even know why you removed it, but seriously, this needs to be added back. In December last year, there was a swordfighting tournament hosted by Stay Alive. The winners got this cool ice sword, but by the time of this video coming out, the sword isn't actually in the game yet. There have been many events hosted in Stay Alive. The most notable one is when maccaslads gave himself a bunch of health and gained time for every kill, and then the first person to kill him got all of his time. EricSwag4444 was a mod for Stay Alive in 2021. He went rogue, giving players billions of time, banning random people and causing chaos to the game's leaderboard and players. Some players suspect he did it because his girlfriend broke up with him, but I guess we'll never know his true intentions. This is what the Stay Alive and Flex Your Time logo used to look like. Here's what it looks like now. Pretty interesting. Lightning Sword used to be a moderator only sword, and also the kill effect was changed. This is what it used to look like versus what it looks like now. This was an old quest that got removed shortly after quests were added. Nobody really knows why it was removed, but you can actually see it in the test game, which I'll talk about later. This was an icon displayed on the sidebar that would open up a tab showing all the swords you can buy. Kaneko Kitten is a controversial Roblox YouTuber who's known in the community for popularizing the game. He kind of did some things and now all of his videos are deleted, but there is an archive of his Stay Alive video which I'll leave in the description. This one's kind of interesting because it isn't anything necessarily like in the game, but a lot of the sword's descriptions lead to there being some sort of lore or backstory to the game. Hopefully one day they expand upon this, but I guess it'll never be solved. Moderators of the game have been known to abuse their powers. One of the more famous examples of this is when one of the mods created a whole black market, selling time and swords for real life money or Robux, leading to a lot of players having some crazy swords in their account, even though their top time is only like 20k. In July of 2022, a screenshot was floating around showing that XQC played the game. There isn't really anything special to this one, just thought it was funny. Originally the leaderboard was a lot thicker and grey. The leaderboard was then given the iconic yellow colour we see today, and then changed to what we have currently. Gold Sword used to be a retextured version of the default sword. They changed the hue to yellow and gave it some simple particles. This is an early build of the current inventory system that we have in game. It has an unreleased version of Ruby Sword on it, which is actually pretty cool. And I wouldn't even really mind seeing these swords get added to the game as some sort of like a classic sword or something. GI Getting Rid of Us refers to an exploiter who created over 200 different alt accounts just to hack on this game. In response to this, any account with the username GI Getting Rid of Us instantly gets banned by the anti-cheat. This was a YouTube video showcasing maccaslads changing the map's texture. Interestingly enough, around a week ago they did the same thing, making the map purple instead of green. Pretty interesting stuff. There's quite a few test games. Only one of them isn't privated though. Test Build, the one that I'm playing right now, was used to get a thumbnail for the game, while the other games were probably used for simple testing.